Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, I will be doing live noding and coding. So basically, a little bit of Python and a little bit of noding just to show you the difference. And you can actually learn one with another. So let's say we have this default scene, and I will delete everything, but I will recreate point light. So I'm gonna have 4 point lights. So I will be playing around with the light objects. Let's say we want to use script so that the light objects will have different color. So by default, all the lights have this white color. And let's say if we switch to scripting layout, don't be afraid, this is not gonna be complicated. It's gonna be like a fun scripting. So let's say you want to change the color of the light into different color. So if you want to check it out, let's say I'm selecting one of the light and I change it to red color. So that's one way to do it. If you want to select multiple light, you can do that, and then I believe you hold options and then select the color. Oh yeah, apparently it doesn't quite work. But you can use Python to change a lot of light color at the same time. And if you look at this thing that keep changing, bpy.context.object data color. So we need this RGB color, and we want to try to do that. So one way to do it is, for example, if I deselect everything, I'm gonna go bpy data objects, select the point light. This is our light objects, and we want to change the color. I believe we do it this way, and just give a, for example, green color 010. Okay, it should contains 4 items and not 3. Interesting. So that is actually quite interesting, right? It's kind of weird. Probably I forgot to do this. We actually need object.data.color instead of .color. Right. So this actually works. So bpy.data objects, because we are pointing at the object. So we can do the same thing for others. So point.001. So just now I hit tab so I can get the list like that. So I change the second light into green, and then third light and fourth light. So I'm using tab arrow up to get the last commands. Okay, so we can do it that way. What if we want to do it to all of them at the same time? It's actually quite interesting. You can list objects of certain data type. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, let's for example, we can do it this way. So that actually will list, this will give you type of light data back. So can we get all the objects that's actually light? bpy.data lights. Right, so we can perhaps list it. So list data.lights. So yeah, this gives you the list of all the light in the scene. So we can do things like, if we write it down here on the text, import bpy, and then get the list of all lights, copy. So lamps equal, so for every lamp in list of lamps, Should actually make this bigger. Okay, don't worry about that. For every lamp in the lamp, you might think that we need to use lamp data color, but we actually just need lamp dot color. This is interesting. If I run this, I believe it's gonna change the whole thing, right? It changed the color into blue. So if you directly targeting the lamp, you just need color instead of dot data dot color. All right, so that's if you are doing it using scripting. So let me save this first. Noding and coding. If you want to do random, you want to randomize the color, you probably import random, and then you use random dot uniform to get some kind of random value, and you apply it into the lamp. So you can definitely do that. Right, so let's go back to here, and I will show you a couple of ways you can do it using Sketchup add-on. So Sketchup nodes, we're gonna get the list of all the lamp in the scene. So I use object ID selector. This node is very cool. You can get all the objects or the lamp type, and then simply make changes. So object ID set. I think just do it this way, like this. And we need random value. Let's try color input. Use alpha. So funny thing, this doesn't work because we are apparently in this case we are getting the object, so we need to use data.color, and this one don't use alpha. So now this actually works. We are changing the color of all the lamp at the same time using nodes. Sometimes it can be slightly confusing if why you need to use data color. Sometimes you need to use color. Be careful on that. So now that we are able to do this, we can really change the color of the lamp very, very quickly. And you can actually use random number, float, plug this in, maybe size of 4, and randomize the value, right? So that's one way to tackle something like this. Let's suppose, okay, let's save this for now. I'm gonna create another, I'm gonna save another blend. I'm gonna delete everything. So now instead of making the lamp first, we're gonna do it here. There's a lamp node in Sketchup that allow you to generate lamp very, very quickly. So say circle, plug this to the origin, create radius. You can see now we have 24 lamp in circle. You can change the number, you can change the radius. Let's make this box a little bit more interesting. Just subdivide it, simple, and subdivide it again. Cut more Clark, okay, and then shade smooth. Okay, now if we have something like this circle and this lamp that auto generate, we can change the lamp size, strength, and also RGB A. Right for here, we can plug in color. and we need to use alpha in this case, which is unusual, but let's use random number for the hue. Plug this into the hue, and what's the size of the lamp? We have 12. Let's create a number. So 12, total number of 12, float value between 0 and 1, randomize. We still only get a single value, so we need to split this and update. Now we have random color for each lamp. So you can see here, lamp dpy.data lights color. Each one of them have random value, and you can adjust the value and this S, the size, okay, the strength of the lamp. We're probably better off using this V. This one doesn't let you go up higher than 1, so you need to use another attributes and plug this into the V. So that's letting you control the strength of the lamp. So that's one thing to know. And so now with the lamp, we can use random noise to randomize the position of the lamp. This is pretty handy. Let's maybe randomize more in the z-axis. So now it's looking much more interesting. Computer is getting slower, but we can now move the noise, and we have this interesting animations. So if I'm not recording, this is actually real time. Something for you to try. So yeah, if we go back to our scripting, this is actually one way to do it. Like you can, if you really want to randomize, like I said, you can use something like this. You can import random, so get a random number for RGB or hue saturation value. And you plug this in there. I think this should generally work because it's gonna get the list of all the lamp and then it's gonna randomize. So that seems to work. Scripting can be faster and actually can be modified further, like making it more efficient, and you can change the functions and make your own functions. I often use nodes, and for me this is can be faster depending on what you're doing. For most cases you can actually just use nodes this way. It's not like something that nodes better than coding, but if you're doing nodes a lot, it helps you to do coding as well in the future. So I think both of them are quite interesting to study. It's just with nodes you use a little less brain power, I believe, and then you just store what you want to do. So in this case, we simply want to create lamp using lamp nodes. We have these nodes because the developer created for us, and we want to position the lamp like a circle, and then we want to change the color of the lamp. So that's what we are doing here with nodes. You can do the same thing using code, but that's probably for your study if you're actually self-taught Python coding like me. I never learned programming before, but I tried. Noding is actually faster and easier, but in the future I might actually do more scripting. So yeah, that's how you actually want to approach LAMP using coding and noding. Hopefully this is useful for you. This is for beginners, but maybe, who knows, maybe also if you are already not non-beginners, you can learn something from this. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.